Mr. Schlereth will be broadcasting the Patriots-Panthers this week for Fox. So we have a little even more insight and tie-ins to the game. And I'm not sure who you pissed off to get this assignment of a football team that fumbled, turned it over 5 times.
Yeah, sorry in advance, Stink.
Yeah, I took a leak in somebody's Cheerios. But you know what? Hey, listen, man, it's NFL football. It's always good. And it's amazing. I'm actually sitting in the kitchen in my son's house in Tampa Bay because my granddaughter turned 9 yesterday, and I'm watching Patriots football as we speak. And, you look at it, and it's always interesting to me because you think about your own career, when you guys, when you became good, when you flipped the switch, when your team learned how to win, when your team quit making stupid mistakes, the penalties, all the issues that you get into. And you see some of the things that are precursors to being good. You see dominance offensively, 369 yards to 200 yards or whatever it was, rushing, all those things. I don't care who you are. You don't overcome 5 turnovers. I'm sorry. It just doesn't happen. But I do see some good things on tape that at least make you go, gosh, you know what? They're close to being decent. They're close to being good. And it'll be interesting to see exactly kind of how they build off some of the success and eliminate some of the issues they had.
So during your time as an NFL player, Mark, how did you handle turnovers? As in, obviously you guys are fighting with every last ounce of breath and effort to clear people out of the way so that the running back can blast through. And son of a blank, they just put the ball on the carpet again. Did you try to always keep the running back's mood up? Did you let him know that was unacceptable? How to handle it, because the Pats spitting the bit 6 times on Sunday is just it was embarrassing for the fans.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, you just don't talk. You got enough of your own problems. I never really talk to guys like, hey, hold on to the ball or whatever. Everybody's giving great effort, and it's never just one dude or one thing. There are so many intricate things. So I just watched the interception with 12 seconds left in the end zone on the tip ball to Hayward, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so I just saw that Eccles gets the interception. Well, from a play calling standpoint, you've got Douglas coming down in motion, right? And they're running a high-low concept down the goal line. And so what you're trying to do is get Douglas right on the goal line so that the cornerback Eccles can't get any depth. So you're creating this high-low separation. He's got to make a decision. Well, you short motion him from the outside to the inside, and he gets caught up in his short motion with the offensive tackle and the pass rusher. So he never gets out in the flat, so he truly doesn't affect the corner, and the ball does get tipped, but the corner's got more depth than he would have had Douglas been right there on the line of scrimmage. So that's one of those things that looks good in a meeting, and you're like, hey, man, we're going to get him with this, and we're going to get this release. And then all of a sudden you get tied up in the garbage, in the flow, and now all of a sudden that corner can get more depth and get that interception. It either falls harmlessly or maybe you even catch a touchdown. But because of the combination of those two things, those are the things that happen. So it's never just one thing. It's not just, oh, Hayward tipped the ball, or, hey, man, we got to put more air under it. And all those things are true. But the bottom line from a design standpoint, if you look at yourself critically as a coach, you're like, that, you know what, hindsight being 20/20, that was really stupid. And so it's everybody, and that's how you have to approach it as an organization. So I always looked at it like, hey, man, I got enough of my own issues, and I am trying to bust my ass here to get these things done, and those guys are doing the same thing. I trust my teammates. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes I get beat. Sometimes they put the ball on the ground. It's unfortunate, but it does happen.
Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide here on WEEI Afternoons. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. Mark, we've been talking about Mike Vrabel, what we expected, what we thought we were getting, and we thought we were going to get a competent, experienced coach who would get rid of entitlement and all these things. And then you look at what we've gotten on the field, and there's twice as many penalties as this time a year ago under Gerard Mayo, 6 times as many turnovers, the same record. He's had some issues in the media where he's kind of had to backtrack from some things he said, similar to Mayo. I feel like we're not getting the Mike Vrabel we expected or the results of it. Is that fair to say early on here?
Yeah, I think probably results. And I think that it's really interesting. And I'll just give you kind of what's gone on in Denver since Sean Payton has taken over. You can't completely clear out your organization and completely, flip it overnight. That's a process that takes you a couple of seasons. And so I think there are guys that you look at as part of your organization. You want the right people. You want guys that are committed. You want guys that consistently do the right thing and are going to be in the right place and do it the right way. And unfortunately, you just can't completely, get rid of everybody in your organization. So that's something that takes time. And I just remember this training camp sitting around with the owner of the Broncos and him saying, hey, listen, man, this is Greg Penner. We really feel like it's taken us 3 years, but we've kind of cleaned house. We've got rid of some of the guys, that are the quote unquote, and I'm paraphrasing here, but clubhouse lawyer type of guys. We got rid of some of the guys that, are kind of selfish type of guys. And we feel like we've got the right makeup of dudes now. And that is so important. So, part of that, the undisciplined football, the penalties and some of those things, some of them is just, hey, sometimes it's youth. Sometimes it's just, hey, we got to play a guy that we don't really want to play. There's all that stuff, and it takes time. So, I'm sure they're working really hard at trying to fix and rectify those situations. And sometimes it may take a year or two before you get to the point, or a year anyhow, before you get to the point where you feel like you've got the right roster in place.
One of the aspects of this team, Stink, that I was sold on being a big part of the offense would be the running game. And I thought, now obviously the fumbles are a problem, but I thought the Patriots would be a power running team at first, not putting Wilson and Will Campbell on pass pro as much, utilizing their raw strength and experience, to set up the passing game. Yet it feels like the Patriots are passing way more than anticipated. Drake May has almost 800 yards passing. But the leading rusher on the team is also Drake May with only 87 yards after 3 games. I mean, how do you think they can get this running game going? Because it is obviously stuck in the mud.
Yeah, well, I think part of that is figuring out what we are good at. And, the answer may be we're not really good at much right now, when it comes to running the ball. But you got to figure out, hey, what are you good at and what are teams doing to us? So if you go back to that Pittsburgh game, how many times did we see them, pinching and stunting both in the pass game but in the run game? And so when you get a lot of pinch and stunt or pinch and scrape by linebackers, and all of a sudden Patrick Queen is in the backfield making a tackle, and all of a sudden the penetrator gets in the backfield and makes a tackle for no gain or -1. Like, those things are hard to overcome, and they put you in situations where you can't work on your run game, where you say, hey, man, it's 2nd down and 12. We can't give the ball. We can't just hand it off again and get a 3-yard gain and be, in 3rd down and whatever that math is, 9 or whatever. So, math is not my strong suit. You guys probably figured that out. But you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that sometimes that happens. And one of the things, that I've always believed in, and in some of the jobs I've gotten as a consultant and things with NFL teams that, trying to figure out their run game, I've always been one of those guys that say, hey, give me one thing that we can do, one thing that we can do well, and let's build off that one thing. And you can disguise that one thing. Like, you can sit there and major in one kind of concept, right? And you can change up formationally, you can change up personnel-wise, you can change up from a motion and a shift standpoint, and you can run the snot out of that. It may look like, 7 things to the defense, but to us as an offense, it's really one thing. Let's get good at it, and then let's build off it. How many play-action passes can we build off of that? How many different concepts can we build off that? Hey, what's the adjunct in the run game? If I get you playing this scheme, what can I take advantage if I get you playing the scheme instead of just the blocking, just like the blocking concept? If I can get you playing the scheme, what's the counter to that particular scheme? And so those are the things that I think you have to do when you're not really having success. And oftentimes, and this was always one of my big pet peeves as a player, is don't make like you guys ever go to Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah,
Sure.
Dude, I hate that freaking menu.
Too big
there's
for you?
so much crap. It's way too big. So I eat when I go to the Cheesecake Factory. I eat one thing only. It's a teriyaki steak with wasabi mashed potatoes. It's the only thing I've ever eaten there because I tried it once and it was delicious. And then I was like, I cannot deal with this menu. I cannot go through this damn thing. So I eat the same thing every time I go in, and that was one of the things that drove me crazy as a player. Give me, let's simplify. Let me just be an expert. It's like the 10,000 hour rule. Hey, man, we may major in wide zone or even mid zone, but I've run it 10,000 times. You've defended it 100 times, and I'm better than you, and I know it. And so I'm going to run it down your throat. And that's why Vrabel doesn't like me, because every time we played him, we ran it down his throat, and he didn't have success. So this is going to be a really interesting meeting. I hope he's listening to this.
Vrabel and our guy Ted Johnson probably feel the same way about that, just running it down their throats.
Can I just tell you,
Yep.
Ted Johnson's head and his head and his neck are made of cinder block and rebar. That dude has got. It's like having a keg on top of your shoulders. That neck and head. That dude was something, man. He was, and I pride myself on having a really hard head, but I think he got me on that one.
So I'm taking it you felt the power. I believe he calls it stun and separate, where he utilized his head to stun offensive linemen and then separate from them. You felt the power of that?
Yeah, he got me once. I got caught up. We're down by the goal line in Denver playing Ted Johnson and the Patriots. And sometimes when you're going on a combination block, like you're scooping out the backside and it's you and an offensive tackle, and the D tackle kind of grabs onto you and you're trying to work yourself up to the next level, but you don't have your hands, and you're kind of the guy's got a hold of your, the defensive holding. They're holding you,
yep.
And all you have is your head. You just stick it out there, and Ted Johnson comes from about 5 yards deep, like a heat-seeking missile with just nothing but that forehead and that neck, and he catches you right in the side of the helmet, and your knees just buckle and you just flop to the ground. Yeah, he's gotten me on that one before.
Well, hopefully you have a better experience this week watching the Patriots game than that experience playing against the Patriots. We're all in the same boat together. We just want an entertaining and maybe a somewhat clean football game for you on Fox on Sunday. So we'll talk about...
Thank you. But just a point of order. We won that game, so I had a good experience.
Love it.
Even though I got knocked out, we still won, so I had a good experience.
Perfect. All right, we'll talk to you next week, Mark.
All right.
Thanks, man.
All right, take care.